is crack-resistant concrete. This has fiberglass fibers mixed in, and it's supposed to make it to where you don't need rebar. It'll make it a lot stronger and crack resistance. This is a 4,000 psi, and then we also have something that costs twice as much, made by the same company, called Qmax. So this is 6,500 psi, and it'll harden up in 3 hours, but you can still work with it for 1 hour. Like I say, this costs twice as much, and this also is crack resistant, and this also has the fiberglass fibers in it. And I know it says it's corrosion resistant. It looks like really good stuff there. I think this is really the way to go, but I think either one of them work. And when we're talking the difference between 6,500 psi and 4,000 psi, the whole point of this isn't really the psi's, but how long it takes to cure. Now, with this 4,000 psi stuff, you're supposed to let it stay wet. You know, not take out the form. You put this in the form, and then you maybe coat it with some wet burlap or some plastic, and keep it going for like a week to cure, where the Qmax would be just as hard within just a few days. But you definitely want to water cure this stuff too for at least a few days. And the more you water cure it, the stronger it gets. And you can actually, by doing a good water curing, you can make the concrete twice as strong. So you'll definitely want to spend lots of time letting the concrete properly cure, because that's probably the reason my old steps fell apart. Since we only are going to need about 2 bags of concrete, I figured just a little bit more than 2 bags will fill the entire form. I'm just going to use a wheelbarrow and a shovel. And you can do about 80 to maybe 100 pounds in one wheelbarrow load without too much trouble. Say to put 3 quarts of water for an 80-pound sack of concrete. So I put 3 quarts of water in here, and I'm going to put the concrete in here, mix it up, and show you what it looks like. This is what the concrete looks like when you use the recommended amount of water. You can see it looks just like dirt, and you know, not even very wet dirt. It's just barely damp dirt. You'd expect dirt in a garden to even have more moisture than this. And when I made my last one, I just put a little bit more water than this, because it says a maximum of a gallon. I put, 1 more quart, and it was still really dry like this. And when I put it in my mold, there's a lot of voids, and I took a mallet and some pieces of wood, and I banged on it and tried to pack it all down, get all the voids out. And there's still some voids left. It didn't look pretty. And so then when I did the next bag on the top half of it, I added more water, and it worked a lot better, and it was a little bit more like traditional concrete. So I'm probably going to add 2 more quarts of water to this, because I need to get it to where it looks wet. It doesn't have to flow. It's not going to run, but it's got to at least have a little bit of wetness to it. This is just like dry dirt. Okay, here we are at 1 gallon per 80 pounds. And you can see it's better. It's definitely... at least it doesn't look like it's dry. It's definitely moist. And you can kind of see if you pack it, it'll pack down pretty well. And I'm going to add just a little bit more water here than this, because I need it to flow and to pack in a little bit better, because I don't want to have any voids. Here we are. This is with 5 quarts of water. And now you can actually see some wetness in it. There you go. You see how that's like I hope I have the camera. See how it's kind of nice and muddy in there? And you can kind of see, there it goes, it kind of has like a jello look to it. There we go. You can see a little jiggly to it. Yeah, here we go. That's the way I like it right here. We'll try this, because I don't want to make the same mistake I made last time and not have enough water in there. Put the first load of concrete in here, and it seems to fill up the form quite a bit. My calculations said that it needs more than 2 bags. So what it is, we have air in here, so we have to put this thing down. And see how it kind of beats down and gives a nice shiny finish. So anyway, we got to beat this thing down, get all the air out of here, and then we'll put the next load of cement in there. Okay, I screeded this thing off level with a 2x4 scraped along. And now, if you notice, let me just show you what's going on. Like, if we gently rub along here, you can see how it gets kind of wet. It has a wet to it. And we're going to go through there, we're going to smooth this thing all off, get it really nice. Then after I got it really nice, I bought a tool that'll go around the edges, and we'll do the edges here. So let me go work on this stuff for a while, and I'll show you what it looks like after I'm done. Well, there we go. I smoothed it out till all the voids are out. And as you do it, you know, kind of the more liquidy, watery cement comes up out of the aggregate. And then I took my my edge tool, and I went all the way around the edge and gave it a nice defined edge. Now I'm going to very carefully flatten it out on the top, and then we'll be about done. Well, there we go. I just got done smoothing it all out. I was kind of gently floating it from the middle towards the edges, trying to get all the trowel marks out, get everything flat, all the edges, any little imperfection, get it perfectly smooth, perfectly flat. And well, it's a lot of fun. And I'd be willing to bet after watching this video, you can't wait to be getting out here and pouring your own concrete step. Okay, it's been a few hours. The surface still appears moist, but it's hard. See, here's a clump here. It's a nice hard clump. But anyway, but the thing is I say harden, I don't say dry. Because concrete doesn't actually dry. The hardening is a chemical reaction to where water mixes with the concrete and it causes it to solidify. And so, like I say, water is a key ingredient. I mean, concrete can actually harden underwater. And it's not a matter of drying out at all. And in fact, we don't want it to dry. We want it to stay wet. Because the longer it stays wet, it cures and makes it stronger and stronger and stronger. Okay, now it's nice and wet. We got this wet cloth over top of it here. Here we are, fresh out of the mold. And of course, the top side's nice and smooth. The bottom looks nice and smooth. Remember, I took that, I used a wetter mixture and beat it so we don't have any voids. But of course, you know, when I put this top part in here, I didn't actually take and beat it like I should have. So now I learned a valuable lesson. Lesson one is, of course, you need to make sure there's enough water in the concrete mix to where it's kind of got a plasticky look to it. And then number two, you have to beat it and beat it and beat it with a 2x4 and a mallet. But this is looking pretty good. I think I'm on a nice schedule here for a step a week.